Welcome back to 5-Minute Knives, and today we're going to get into Knifemaker Spotlight number 4. We're going to talk about BL Knives from Instagram. And I got one of his pieces right, chomp. But first, let's sell you guys one of these things. They're called sheaths. And we're back. Okay, so this is going to be, again, another wham bammer because I don't know much about this kid. I know he's 19, and his work came to my attention from dealing with tactician trays. You can find tactician trays on Instagram, tactician_trays. They make these really cool EDC trays. See next video, that's going to be the topic of next video. I just want to use it a little bit more. But he sent me one of his trays. It's freaking awesome. Spoiler, I like it. And he sent me one of this kid's knives, BL Knives, this guy right here. And the thing with this one is it came with a real poopy sheath. And no offense to whoever made this sheath, but this is like, look, it's got a whole drainage bottom. And if you want to see up close, this is what was made, okay, for this particular knife. We have this really big chunky part right here. One of the reasons for that is the way the handle was designed, but this was the sheath. And apparently this was a gift to Tactician Trays, and he wanted a better sheath for it, and by God, that's what he got. I got OD green on the back. I know it may look darker on your screen, but that's OD green on the back. I found orange combat loops. How cool is this? Pretty out of control. I sort of like it. And then I got orange carbon fiber with black and OD green finishing washers there. And then because we're gonna get into this, the handle shape. Look at that big ledge right here in the handle. I had to make this thing real wonky. If we'll focus, we can see that how we have our fitment here is, boom. And she clicks in pretty serious, but there's no wobble of any kind, and there's a nice grip when you remove the knife. So here she is again, boom. A little bit on the louder side, but that's just the nature of the beast. Now let's get into the knife. So BL Knives, BL_knives on Instagram. Seems like a good enough guy. Says custom knife maker, outdoor enthusiast, entrepreneur, wow, and high school student. He also says the books are closed. So I don't know if this will help him sell anything, but you guys can go ahead and follow him. I figured I'd mention it. And here's his knife, this fixed blade here. Looks like about a 4-inch blade. And we have this nice jimping here. Here's the knife itself. A little on the rougher side as far as fit and finish. You know, I don't know if this is coming up on camera, but there's some grind stuff going on. It's okay. It's not bad, like especially here in the corners and stuff. You can tell he's just sort of starting out. But I really like his instincts. I really like what he did with the handle here. He's got like a little, looks like G10 orange stripe separating these like two, I don't know what burl wood this is. And he's got a nice mosaic pin here. Now, here's the thing about this knife. It feels actually really nice in the hand. And I really love the blade shape. I think that's where this knife shines, is the blade shape. Plus I sharpened it, bud. This is like spooky sharp now. It's definitely like razor-esque. It's sticky sharp. So I don't know what kind of steel he used. Let us know in the comments, bud. But I really like the point on this knife. The grind seemed decent. You know, we could have used maybe a sharpening choil in here, and or this plunge line could have been a little cleaner. He wanted me to be honest, so I'm honest. I'm a knife maker too. And if this was forged in fire, there's where you'd lose a little bit of points. This like little kind of rough grind spot here. And then, okay, so this knife is a cool design, man. I really like it a lot. I just want you to thin out the handle here and here. I mean, look at that. It really gets wide, and that's why we have this kind of crazy shape to the sheath. I mean, making the sheath was actually a real pain because of that. But other than that, we wound up with something real solid, and I know my boy from Tactician Trays is going to be real happy with this. He got a cool custom knife made by a friend, and a cool custom sheath made by a buddy. So that's actually a nice piece to carry now. So not bad. I would say that this is really nice. It's like a neat design. It's got really nice balance. It's extremely light. I mean, this feels like 4 ounces all in. For a little fixed blade like this, you can't beat it. I just don't know the steel he used quite yet, but I did want to feature him. I wanted to feature his work. Go ahead and give him a follow. BL_, okay? BL_Knurfleece. So BL_ knives. Go ahead and give him a follow at minimum. Tell him his work is cool in the comments. We always appreciate that for our knife makers. It's a nice knife. I actually do like the swell, but like there's a couple of points, like right here doesn't need to be so fat at the bottom here. And right here doesn't need to be so fat on the top. If you can kind of smooth those out for me, clean up some of these lines in your grinding here, you know, polish this out a little bit more. I mean, we got a winner. Depending on the steel you used, you got like a $200 winner with a nice sheath. So, and that's the other thing. This sheath does not do this knife any justice at all. It's a little wonky. There's no wobble, which is nice, but I mean, it's just like this blunderbuss of a sheath. A little awkward resetting it there. Hang on. There you go. It's not terrible. I mean, it works. It'll work, but like, no, you know, you're not gonna be like really proud to carry that around. The only thing I ask, Mr. BL Knives, is that from now on, I am your new sheath maker, because then your products will look like that and they will sell. So if you want to reopen your books, you have a Kydex maker, I'll offer you wholesale pricing and we'll work it out. But I am proud of that sheath and I really do like the knife a lot. It's actually really nice on the draw. And this jimping right here with this thumb ramp feels perfect in hand. You're locked into this thing. The handle's not quite as ergonomic as it could be. You don't need as much swell in here. You don't need it to be so fat right here. Made sheath making a pain. And again here, this whole handle could be thinned out. What makes this knife cool is it's small and kind of lively. So you want a handle to go with that. The handle's almost a little chunky for what it is. And it takes away some of, I don't know, some of the movement that you could have with this blade. This could be a very, like even this. This is kind of, see in my hand, this is kind of like rubbing. You almost want this to be a little bit more neutral so you can go ahead and let this knife do whatever you want it to do. So if anything, you don't need as much hook here, although I don't hate it. It's actually very comfy. So if you can just thin out here, here, and here, go ahead and send that to me. I would use that. Go ahead, buddy. Send me a knife. So good work, my friend, especially from a high school kid. I mean, that's amazing. That is really good work from a young guy. And I'm really into like this thumb ramp and the jimping is not bad. The jimping could be a little bit softened. You could crown this a little more. It's not bad on my thumb, but I could see some of you guys complaining. So that's your full assessment. I give you like a B+, man. This is a really nice knife, actually, for a young gent. I would certainly use this knife as is, by the way, too. I think it's a great knife. But if I have to nitpick, these are my nitpicks. It's all handle, you know, is most of my complaints. There's some grind stuff going on that could be a little smoother. This side is definitely a bit thinner than this side. Stuff like that kind of irks me. But that's just me. I'm picky. And then also the jimping could be crowned and softened just a touch. But other than that, man, I think you have a really good eye. I think you got a great future ahead of you in this industry. And please continue to send me future work. And or I'm your new sheath guy from now on. I know you don't like making sheaths, so I will do this for you. This sheath fits perfectly and you have perfect retention. So bingo bango, my friend. Good job, sir. Follow BL_knives on Instagram and track this young man's progress. Other than that, I will see you guys next time on 5 Minute Knives.